Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In previous video, we have discussed Laplace transform of unit step function and unit impulse function. In this video, I am going to discuss error function and its Laplace transform. So first we define error function. So the error function for a variable t is denoted by ERF t, and it is defined by the definite integral 2 upon root pi into 0 to t, the limit of integration is 0 to t, e raised to minus u square du. So this definite integral 2 upon root pi into 0 to t, the limit of integration e raised to minus u square du, is called error function of t. Error function is also known as Gauss error function, and it has applications in statistics, probability and partial differential equation. In statistics, for non-negative values of x, the error function ERF x is the probability that a random variable y, which is normally distributed with mean 0 and variance 1 by 2, falls in the range minus x to plus x. And error function also occur in the solution of heat equation when the boundary conditions are given by the unit step function or the Heaviside step function. Now we define error function root t. So the error function root t is denoted by ERF root t, and it is defined as ERF root t is equal to 2 upon root pi 0 to root t integral e raised to minus u square du. Now we are going to find the Laplace transform of error function root t. So the question is to prove Laplace transform of error function root t is 1 upon s square root of s plus 1. Now we start the proof by the definition of error function root t, and as we know, error function root t is defined as 2 upon root pi definite integral with limit 0 to root t e raised to minus u square du. This is the definition of error function root t, and as we have to find its Laplace transform, so before taking its Laplace transform, first we are going to integrate this definite integral, and for that we expand e raised to minus u square using the expansion formula of e raised to minus x, and which is e raised to minus x is equal to 1 minus x plus x square upon 2 factorial plus x cube minus x cube upon 3 factorial plus so on. Now here in place of x we have u square, so expansion of e raised to minus u square, using this expansion formula we get 2 upon root pi definite integral with limit 0 to root t. Now expansion of this gives 1 minus u square plus u power 4 upon 2 factorial minus u power 6 upon 3 factorial plus so on. Now integrate this expression with respect to u, we get 2 upon root pi, integration of 1 is u, minus integral of u square is u cube by 3, plus integral of u power 4 is u power 5 by 5 into 2 factorial, minus integral of u power 6 is u power 7 by 7 into 3 factorial and so on. Limit of integration is 0 to root t. Now in place of u we put upper and lower limit. So clearly the lower limit u equal to 0 gives 0. Now we put the upper limit in place of u, which gives 2 upon root pi. Now here we get root t minus here root t whole cube upon 3 plus here we have root t whole power 5 upon 5 into 2 factorial minus root t whole power 7 upon 7 into 3 factorial plus so on. Now as we know, root t is t power half. So in place of root t we write t power half and we get error function root t equal to 2 upon root pi. Here we have t power half minus t power half power 3. We get t power 3 by 2 multiplied by 1 by 3 plus here 1 upon 5 into 2 factorial t power half power 5 we get t power 5 by 2 minus and so on. Now we take the Laplace transform of this expression, which gives the Laplace transform of error function root t. So the Laplace transform of error function root t, and here we also apply the linear property of Laplace transform. We get 2 upon root pi constant, Laplace transform of t power half minus 1 by 3 Laplace transform of t power 3 by 2 plus 1 upon 5 into 2 factorial Laplace transform of t power 5 by 2 minus and so on. Now using the formula that Laplace transform of t power n is gamma n plus 1 upon s power n plus 1. Because the power of t is not an integer, so we use gamma notation. And we get 2 upon root pi gamma n plus 1. So here n is 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 plus 1 is gamma 3 by 2 upon s power 3 by 2 minus 1 by 3 into here we get gamma 5 by 2 upon s power 5 by 2 plus 1 upon 5 into 2 factorial. Here we get gamma n plus 1, which is gamma 7 by 2 upon s power 7 by 2 minus so on. Now expand this expression using gamma formula, that gamma n plus 1 is n gamma n, and we get 2 upon root pi. Also we take s power 3 by 2 common from the denominator of each expression. We get here gamma 3 by 2 is 1 by 2 gamma 1 by 2 minus 1 upon 3. Here we have 3 by 2 1 by 2 gamma 1 by 2. S power 3 by 2 common, so remainder is s plus 1 upon 5 into 2 factorial. Here the expansion of gamma 7 by 2 gives 5 by 2 into 3 by 2 into 1 by 2 into gamma 1 by 2. And s power 3 by 2 common, so remainder is s square plus so on. So here 1 by 2 common from each factor, and that 1 by 2 cancel with this 2. Also gamma half is root pi. So root pi is common from each factor, and then root pi is cancelled with this root pi. So we have 1 upon s power 3 by 2. Here we have 1 because 1 by 2 is common. Gamma half is root pi is already cancelled. Minus here 3 to 3 cancel. This 1 by 2 is common. Gamma half root pi is already cancelled. So we have 1 upon 2s. Plus from here we get 1 by 3 8 s square. And in next term we will get minus 15 by 48 upon s cube plus so on. So this is remainder expression. Now this term can be expressed as 1 upon s power 3 by 2. This infinite expressions is the expansion of 1 plus 1 upon s whole power minus 3 by 2. If we expand 1 plus 1 upon s whole power minus s by 2 minus 1 by 2, using the binomial expansion formula, we get this same series. Now here s is LCM, so we get s plus 1 upon s, and from this negative power we reverse the expression and we get 1 upon s power 3 by 2 into s upon s plus 1 whole power 1 by 2. Now s power 1 by 2 is cancelled with s power 3 by 2 and we get 1 upon s in denominator here, and 1 upon s plus 1 power half, which is equal to 1 upon square root of s plus 1. So finally, after simplify this expression, we get the Laplace transform of error function root t is equal to 1 upon s into square root of s plus 1. So this is the way we prove that the Laplace transform of error function root t is equal to 1 upon s into square root of s plus 1. Now we discuss another important function and its Laplace transform, which is called periodic function. So first we define what is periodic function. A function fx is said to be a periodic function with period t positive if f of x is equal to f of x plus t for all x. That is, the value of fx is same as the value of f of x plus t for all values of x, which means f of 10 gives the same value as f of 10 plus t, f of 15 gives the same values as f of 15 plus t, f of 17 gives the same values as f of 17 plus t, and so on. Then the function fx is called periodic function. In particular, a function which repeat its values after every finite interval is called a periodic function. For example, sin x and cos x are periodic function with period of 2 pi. That is, sin x gives the same value as sin x plus 2 pi for all x, and cos x gives the same value as cos x plus 2 pi for all x. In particular, sin 20 degree gives the same values as sin 20 plus 2 pi. Sin 45 degree has the same value as sin 45 plus 2 pi. And cos 35 gives the same value as cos 35 plus 2 pi. Cos 15 degree gives the same value as cos 15 plus 2 pi. So sin x and cos x are periodic function with period of 2 pi. Similarly, tan x is also a periodic function but with period of pi. The period of tan x is pi, which means tan x has the same value as tan x plus pi for all x. In particular, tan 16 degree gives the same value as tan 16 plus pi. Tan 27 degree gives the same value as tan 27 plus pi. Tan 70 degree gives the same value as tan 70 plus pi. So tan x is a periodic function with period of pi. Look at the graph of a periodic function. Here the period is 0 to t, then t to 2t, 2t to 3t. Now at this point the value of function is same as the value of function at this point, that is after time t, and the value of function at this point is same as the value of function at this point, that is after a time t. Also, the value of function at this point is same as the value of function at this point after time t, from this point to this point. And again the function gives the same value after a time t, that is at this point we get same value. So this is the graph of a periodic function. So a function which repeats its values after a finite interval is called periodic function. Now we are going to find its Laplace transform, that is Laplace transform of a periodic function. So the question is, if ft is a periodic function with period capital T greater than 0, that is the function ft repeats its value after every capital T, which means f of t is equal to f of t plus capital T, which is equal to f of t plus 2 times capital T, and so on. Then to prove Laplace transform of such periodic function ft is definite integral 0 to capital T e raised to minus st ft dt divided by 1 minus e raised to minus s into capital T. So this is the Laplace transform of periodic function. We have to establish this relation. So we know that the Laplace transform of any function ft is given by Lft equal to definite integral with limit 0 to infinite e raised to minus st into ft dt, which is the fundamental definition of Laplace transform. And here, since our function ft is a periodic function with period capital T, so we split this limit of integration 0 to infinite into several parts, that is from 0 to t, t to 2t, 2t to 3t, and so on up to infinite, and we get Laplace transform of ft is equal to 0 to capital T e raised to minus st into ft dt plus capital T to capital 2t e raised to minus st into ft dt plus capital 2t to capital 3t e raised to minus st into ft dt, and so on. So we split the integral. Now from second integral, that is from integral second, third, fourth, and so on, we use substitution. Like in second integral we put t equal to u plus capital T. In third integral we put t equal to u plus 2t. In fourth integral we use the transformation t equal to u plus 3t, and so on. So using these transformation in second, third, fourth, and so on integral, we get Laplace transform of ft. First integral is as it is 0 to t e raised to minus st ft dt, plus in second integral in place of a small t we put u plus capital T. So here we have e raised to minus s. In place of t we put u plus capital T, f of u plus capital T. Now from here dt become du, dt become du as t is constant. So here we have du. Now for the limit of integration, the lower limit of small t is capital T. So we put here capital T, then capital T to capital T cancel, and we get u equal to 0 as the lower limit. Similarly for upper limit of small t is 2 capital T. So we put 2 capital T here, and then we get the value of u as capital T, 2t minus t. So upper limit of u is capital T. So we get 0 to capital T e raised to minus s u plus t f of u plus t du. Now in third integral, the substitution is t equal to u plus 2 capital T. So we put here, we get e raised to minus s u plus 2 capital T plus f of u plus 2 capital T dt become du. As 2t is constant, so dt become du. Now for the limit of integration, the lower limit of small t is 2t. So we put t equal to 2t capital T. So 2t to 2t cancel and we get lower limit of u is 0. And for upper limit we put here 3 capital T. Then we get u equal to 3 capital T minus 2 capital T, which gives t. So upper limit of u become t, and so on. Now as the function is periodic function, so after every capital T its value remain same. Ft equal to f of t plus capital T plus f of t plus this is small t, f of small t plus 2t, and so on. So here f of u plus t is f of u, f of u plus 2t is again f of u, next is f of u plus 3t, which is again f of u, and so on. So we get the Laplace transform of ft is 0 to capital T e raised to minus st into ft dt. Here e raised to minus st we write outside the sign of integral, so we get e raised to minus s capital T, then 0 to capital T. Here we have e raised to minus su, and this become f of u, as f is periodic function with period capital T, so f of u du. Now in this integral e raised to minus 2 times s capital T we write outside the integral, and then we have 0 to capital T. Here we have e raised to minus su, and this f of u plus 2 capital T become f of u, as f is periodic function, and so on. Now we use the property of definite integral, that we can change the parameter of the variable of definite integral without changing its limits. So in second, third, and so on integral, we change the variable u by t, and we get Laplace transform of ft is equal to 0 to capital T e raised to minus st ft dt plus e raised to minus s capital T 0 to t e raised to minus st ft dt, as we replace u by t, and plus e raised to minus 2s capital T 0 to capital T e raised to minus st ft dt, plus so on. So we replace the variable of integral in second, third, and fourth integral u by t, and we get this result. Now this integral 0 to t e raised to minus st ft dt is common in all the term. So we take common and we get Laplace transform of ft. Here we have 1 because this whole integral is common, this integral common, and then the remainder is we have e raised to minus s capital T. From this term we take 0 to t e raised to minus st ft dt common, so we have e raised to minus 2s capital T plus so on. Now this infinite expression, infinite series, is the expansion of 1 minus e raised to minus st whole power minus 1. If we expand this expression 1 minus e raised to minus s capital T whole inverse using the binomial expansion formula, then we get the same series. Now we transfer this term in denominator because of the inverse sign, inverse power, we get Laplace transform of ft is 0 to t e raised to minus st into ft dt upon divided by 1 minus e raised to minus s capital T. So this is the Laplace transform of a periodic function. So we have discussed few functions, few important functions and their Laplace transform. In next video we will discuss few questions on Laplace transform. So see you in next video. Thank you.